let's start with your decision to retire. Where did that come about? How did that come about for you?
For me, I've had a tough year in terms of an injury. As last year versus Philadelphia, I fell down, tore some cartilage up, and I ended up having surgery. And everything seemed like it was going to be fine, and there was a rough period in the off season where, when they told me to rest, where my knee just wasn't getting any better. And somehow, some way, I ended up getting a treatment before going into camp, and I was able to run. I was able to compete, and I was damn near back to normal by the end of camp. And then I ended up getting released. I wasn't a starter anymore, and they wanted a four-phase special teams guy. And from there, I kind of had a decision to make. Do you go to another team, move the family, and get ready to play again, which I worked extremely hard to get to that point. Or you just call it a career, because I was okay literally 3 months before that, not thinking I was going to be able to play. So for me, it was like, man, I have my health. It was in an okay place, especially where it was a few months before then. So I was like, it's time just to transition. My son's in kindergarten, and like I said, dealing with that injury. I mean, literally this offseason, I was walking around, and I was struggling to get my daughter out of her crib and walking up the steps, and and all kinds of different things. It was like a flash of what it could be down the line. And for me, I was like, man, it's not worth risking. It was going to take a lot to get me off the couch, and I decided at the time it was right to move on.
Yeah, I know, and we just saw some photographs taken from your social media of your beautiful family. So you obviously are very wealthy on that front as well. So when it all comes down to it, did you understand when, say, Andrew Luck stepped away and it's like he just didn't? He promised himself he wasn't going to go through rehab in the same way that he did the previous time, and how difficult mentally it is to go through all that? Did you feel some sort of, I guess, kinship in hearing all that, Torrey?
Absolutely. I think any athlete that's ever had an injury, or any person that's ever had to rehab, I guess it's a little bit different when you're in a sport, because you have the reality of, like, will I be myself again in terms of performing at a high level? And for me, I definitely understood it. There's a lot of things that guys have to do just to make it to Sunday. Everyone's hurting. No one feels good. It's week 2, and there's not a single person that feels great. And it's all about making it to Sunday. And that commitment, when you're down, you feel like you're not even a part of the team at times. And, you feel good one day in rehab, and then next thing you know, you take 4 or 5 steps back, and you're like, man, what happened? The body's confusing. So I understood exactly where he was, and I respect his decision. And I hope a lot of guys understand that, and not that you learn from it, that you run away while you can, but, you need to understand that life is bigger than the game, so don't sacrifice and kill yourself now if that's your situation. And you have guys, like I said, I've been, for the most part, healthy in my career, and then I had one routine fall, and it changed everything. If that didn't happen in Philadelphia, like I said, a routine fall on the sideline, nothing serious. Had that not happened, then I would have been playing easily. Whether it's in Carolina or anywhere else, without hesitation. But, when you have that, it makes you think a little bit more.
Torrey Smith here on the Rich Eisen Show. Walk me through your decision to retire and the manner in which you retired with the Dear Football letter, LeBron and Mav Carter's platform, Uninterrupted.
Yeah, so originally I was just going to, do like most people, especially this time of year, just post an Instagram post. And I was sitting there, and I was talking with my wife and the folks at Uninterrupted, and they had a platform where they call it Sincerely Yours, where you have the opportunity to express yourself, really kind of in your own words. So my wife was like, "Hey, why don't you just write a letter?" I was going to do more so a thank you note, and she was like, "Well, why don't you just write it like to the game? Then it can be a little bit deeper, a little bit more meaningful." So went to work and just thought about all the different things that the game of football has provided for me, beyond just playing and having a good time, and beyond just finances. It's a lot of deeper things that they go into it, and a lot of life lessons that, I've learned from the game over the years.
So you're not a close personal friend of LeBron's? Is that what you're saying, Torrey? Or, I mean,
no, I've never met LeBron before. He's one of my favorite athletes, though. I have a wall of fame in my weight room in my house that's going to be done here soon, and
Okay.
his pictures up in there. You know, I have men that I look up to, and then men that I want my kids to respect and know that they do things the right way and beyond the field.
Absolutely.
Or the court.
Yeah, I know. That said, I mean, you provided him with quite high-quality content, Torrey, at the very least. We should get a meeting between you and LeBron down pat, certainly with you. Certainly.
Yeah, you can set it up, man.
Okay.
That's how we're friends.
I just did. How about that?
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.